They'll say you've changed, that you've become distant, that you're harder to reach, harder to read, harder to please. What they're really saying is that their access has expired. For years you confused openness with love. You thought warmth meant availability and kindness meant compliance. You gave your energy freely to those who never offered theirs in return. Then one day, something in you closed, not out of bitterness, but out of awareness. You realized peace costs less than people-pleasing. And when you stopped over-explaining yourself, you finally felt yourself. You're not cold. You're reclaiming your temperature. You're learning that love without boundaries turns into exhaustion, disguised as empathy. When you begin to heal, your tone changes. You stop saying, "It's okay," just to avoid tension. You stop volunteering for situations that drain you. You start noticing the energy behind every invitation, every conversation, every demand. This confuses people who benefited from your lack of boundaries. They'll call you selfish for protecting your peace. They'll call you distant for preserving your energy. But self-respect sounds foreign to those who only recognized you by your sacrifice. You're not rejecting them. You're respecting yourself. There's a difference. Rejection says, "You don't belong near me." Respect says, "I belong with myself." Boundaries aren't walls. They're doors with locks that finally work. They keep out what no longer aligns and allow in what's safe, reciprocal, and real. For a long time, your nervous system equated safety with control. You overextended to keep harmony. You mirrored others to stay accepted. You stayed agreeable to avoid abandonment. But your body remembers every time you betrayed yourself, each forced smile, each silent nod, each swallowed truth. Those moments layered into chronic fatigue, resentment, and quiet rage. Healing rewires that pattern. The body learns that safety comes from self-trust, not approval. The mind learns that silence isn't peace if it costs authenticity. And the heart learns that saying no isn't cruelty, it's clarity. When you start honoring that internal signal, people accustomed to your compliance will feel your shift as distance. Let them. Boundaries don't need permission. They need consistency. Every time you enforce a boundary, you teach the universe what you believe you deserve. Energy respects conviction. When you no longer chase, life starts sending what's aligned. Coldness is indifference. Boundaries are temperature control. You're regulating the climate of your soul. You no longer burn yourself to keep others warm. You no longer confuse guilt with guidance. And you no longer see self-protection as selfishness. Spiritually, boundaries are sacred geometry, the invisible structure that holds your peace in place. They define where your energy ends and another's begins. Without them, empathy becomes erosion. With them, empathy becomes discernment. This message found you for a reason. Welcome to Cosmic Restoration. You're not closing your heart. You're sealing the leaks. You're not hard to reach. You've just stopped standing in everyone's storm. There's a quiet power in no longer explaining yourself. In watching people fall away and realizing peace took their place. In learning that solitude isn't punishment, it's recalibration. You used to crave validation. Now, you crave peace. You used to fear being misunderstood. Now, you honor your clarity. You used to think connection meant access. Now, you understand connection begins with self-containment. Boundaries don't make you distant. They make you divine. They remind you that love without self-respect isn't love at all. And the ones meant for you will never call your boundaries rejection. They'll call them home. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like this video and let the algorithm know healing belongs here too. Because this video is no coincidence. You were meant to hear it now. It's confirmation that your stillness isn't coldness, it's restoration. If this message spoke to your soul, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe for more. Until the next time, my beloved, may your peace protect you, and may your boundaries keep your light intact.